Hi, this is Murray from divinely.co, and today I would like to ask you a question. When was the last time you experienced outstanding customer service? Quite often in our business environments, we actually become quite immune to the level of service that we provide to our customers, our congregation members if we're a church, or even in regards to people visiting our website. And it really is a shame when we actually become in this state of autopilot per se. And what that actually looks like is that we're not actually factoring in this first impressions that our website, our front door experience, the first time we engage with one of our customers, what that whole experience looks like. And it can be quite numbing to encounter bad customer service. I'm sure we've all got stories to share of some bad experiences, and we all know what happens when we've actually experienced bad customer service. It's been said that we'll tell up to 10 people a bad experience that we may have had, and probably more likely to only tell one person of a good experience that we've had. So it's almost like we have to work 10 times harder to really create outstanding customer service experiences. And so I'd like to ask you, is your website creating fantastic customer service experiences? What's the navigation like on your website? Is it clear? If I've never been to your website, am I going to get the information that I need within this 15-second rule? Is it going to help me get to and solve the problem that I have? So if I'm a business, for example, and I've got a widget, what makes my business different to the other business down the road that has a widget? Or whatever that context might be in your particular environment. So it's always good to identify, we all have, what makes the Apple Store so good with its customer service, as opposed to, perhaps another large brand name selling the same type of computer. It's the customer service. It's the way they place value on every single customer that comes in. And, it's the little tiny percenters that I'd like to say is these 1% factors. You buy a computer at the Apple Store and, they'll always ask you, would you like an applause? And occasionally if you've ever been into an Apple Store, they will clap you on the way out because you bought one of their computers. And it's just, the feeling that you get as a customer walking through that environment, it makes you want to come back. As opposed to, the environment perhaps at another store where, sales agents aren't placing any value on you. They're literally, it's almost like you're an inconvenience. And I'm sure we've been in those sorts of environments, never to return again. So, what's your business, what's your environment looking like when it comes to providing outstanding customer service? So here's just a couple of points that I would like to encourage you to think about. When it comes to treating customers, it should be actually part of the culture of your organization. It shouldn't necessarily be down to the person that's at the receptionist, or it shouldn't actually be the salesperson at the front of the store. It's actually outstanding customer service is embedded through the fabric of who you are as an organization, whether it's someone writing an email, whether it's someone answering a telephone call, a follow-up letter, or even how we actually engage with people on the internet and online or through social media. What's our response like? If someone's got a question, to your particular business, are you responding in a timely and fashionable manner? What's the tone of your business like? Are you a formal tone, or is it more of a relaxed tone? And all of those sorts of things have a massive impact on the level of customer service that you actually provide. I like to look at Disney, for example, as a case study, so to speak, of what their level of customer service is like. And their mantra is about every experience about creating magic, and that's it's not necessarily magic per se, but it's this magical experience of the cast members to the people picking up the rubbish to the main actors in their environments that they have. It's all about creating an outstanding experience for the people that visit through the gates of Disney World and Disneyland. comes to your business, what can you do that sets you apart from someone else down the road? What can you offer? It doesn't have to be an expensive gift, but it can be a smile. It can be a timely answering of the telephone. It could be a quick response in an email inquiry that's come through, or it might just simply be, a handwritten note in a product that is sent out from a mail order inquiry. I like to buy books online, and one particular provider of my books is quite often there's a complimentary card in there, and it gives me 5% off the next time, or I might even get a complimentary bookmark from time to time. So it's all about just the little tiny gifts or the little tiny gestures as a company that's going to entice me to say, this is a really good company, or it's a really good organization. I remember many years ago in my search of looking for great customer experiences, I actually went through this whole journey, this customer journey per se, of what it was like to experience church for the first time. And, it was quite interesting how I looked at a variety of different churches. Now, I've been a Christian for a number of years, but I did this from a perspective of, is this particular church placing value on me, and it's not from a selfish perspective, but I was coming from a guest perspective. I was coming from a, Jesus places so much value on the individual, is the church placing value on the individual? And so I went through this journey of probably looking at about 20 to 25 different churches. I intentionally visited all of these churches as a visitor, and it was interesting. I think I only had maybe one, possibly two churches send me a follow-up letter, or at least touch base with me. And I filled out all of the relevant information, the cards, the Connect cards, had all the free coffee and all of those sorts of things. But it was just interesting just how, the perception of placing value on the individual can leak through every part of your organization. So we've all seen experiences where, it hasn't been positive. And I assure you, it doesn't help you in the long term with the message that you want to get out around placing value on people, because people matter, and having great customer service matters in every context that you operate. So that's it for now, and I look forward to chatting again with another great idea from divinely.co.